My next guest is going to be headlining Bellator 197 against Michael Chandler. He's stepping up on short notice. It is Brandon Girtz joining me here on the program. Yet again, Brandon, how are you?
I'm excellent.
Awesome.
I'm excellent. I'm excited. It's going to be fun.
Yeah, it's a huge fight, obviously taking on a former champion in Michael Chandler. How quickly did this come together? Because we're recording this basically on Wednesday, which is, what's the date here? March 21st. So it seems like things happen pretty fast.
They did. They asked me, and I said yes. I mean, it's pretty much how it happened. It went down yesterday. I mean, Primus got hurt, and they had to scramble and save the show. And who did they call?
They called Brandon Girtz. Exactly. They didn't call Ghostbusters. They called you, right?
No. They wanted a real fight. They wanted to still give the fans what they paid for.
Right. That's excellent. So I imagine, you're always training, you're always staying ready. Were you expecting something soon anyways, as far as a fight?
Actually not. I mean, I was scheduled to fight a lot later, so I wasn't really – I already had a fight scheduled later, and I was kind of planning that. But, I mean, I'm always in the gym. I don't not work out. I wasn't murdering myself, no. But I've been working out. I'm ready. I'm here to fight. I mean, I'm a fighter, So if I had to fight today, I'm not going to say, no, wait. I haven't had a training camp for this.
Well, I was going to say, two of your teammates have fights coming up. You got Justin Gaethje and obviously Matthew Lopez as well, both on that Glendale card. So I'm sure that's helped a little bit just because they have two really big fights coming up.
Oh, absolutely. And, I've been in there helping Gaethje get ready, and like always, So, and it ends up, this will be about, I think, our third or fourth fight in a row where we either fight on the same weekend or the weekend after. It's crazy.
That's excellent. And I got to ask, just because it is short notice, how's the weight cut? Because I know you just found out about this yesterday. You're always a guy who makes weight, but I imagine, that process is sort of going into overdrive right now.
Not really. I always keep it about the same. I never really fluctuate. Like I said, I'm always working out. I'm always, this isn't just a fight camp time for me. I mean, this is my lifestyle, fighting and just fitness and shit. It's my lifestyle. So the weight really has nothing to do with it. I'd be the same here now at this time as if I was been fucking in camp. So.
No, for sure. And what does it sort of mean as a fighter to have Bellator, go to you for this fight? Because, we've talked about this before in interviews. You fought some of the toughest guys in Bellator, and it seems like now you're finally getting the respect and getting these big fights.
Yeah, absolutely. I love it. When he hit me up, I was like, perfect. Like I said, we already had something in the books, but he knew I was hungry to go. So, like you said, getting the respect that I needed. I mean, they called me. They've called me for, another fight, a big fight to save it. And I like it that they're calling me to save some cards, because they know I put on a fight. That's what they're going to get every time they throw me in that cage. They know I'm going to come in there and I'm going to fight and I'm going to put on a show for the fans.
And going into hostile territory, too, because, of course, Chandler fought at the University of Missouri, so it's kind of his home backyard. I mean, what's that like, getting to play the role of spoiler?
Absolutely love it. I love it. I've done it before. I've gone into someone's backyard, and it's fun. The energy, I'm not going to lie, I feed off of it. I would rather go into hostile territory than go somewhere where everybody's my fans. It's just there's something about it that just it puts a fire underneath me, man. I like I said, I love it.
And you've been prepping for a while, I'm sure, for Chandler, because I know you're always looking ahead. You're always looking at who's at the top. And, Chandler, of course, was champion for a very long time. How do you feel like you match up against him in this fight?
Yeah, you nailed it, man. I've been looking at Chandler since I joined Bellator. I knew I was going to fight him someday. I definitely believed I would have fought him before now, But I think we match up great, man. We're both explosive wrestlers. It's gonna be, you're gonna see us freaking collide in the middle. That's what it's gonna be. We're both ones that like to come forward and we like to throw heavy shots, and we both have wrestling. So I think the fans are in for a treat in this fight. It's styles make matchups here, and this is gonna be a hell of a fight.
And do you feel like the pressure's on him in this fight? Because, he's got the hometown crowd. I think people looking at this on paper expect him to get the win here. Do you kind of like that? Because you can kind of, you're getting this short notice opportunity. You kind of don't have to worry that much about the pressure like he does. Yeah,
the pressure's all on him. I'm coming in at 3.5 week notice. He's been preparing for this fight. It's in his hometown. He's been talking to everybody in his hometown. He's given out fucking 400 tickets to family, friends, and who knows who, and it's huge. He's got all the pressure on his shoulders right now. It's ridiculous, So I'm gonna feed into that, man. And like I said, like you said, is there pressure on my shoulders? There's a little bit. I mean, there's always pressure when you step in there to fight somebody, especially at this caliber, But I thrive off of that. I love that stuff.
And talked about your teammates there, Matthew Lopez, Justin Gaethje. Is there anyone else that's at your camp that's sort of helping you get ready as far as training partners go?
Yeah, absolutely. We got a few new guys here now that we have. Neil's come here and he's brought a lot of his guys, and Carrington Banks. Carrington Banks has been huge. He's gonna be. He'll probably end up coming down there with me, or he's gonna be my number one training partner right now. He's great, and we got Abel Terrell here. We just had Terrence here. He was here. Guy that threw that flying knee in Bellator a long time ago. He's a hell of a kid. So we got Patrick Cummins here, big boy. He's got a UFC fight right after mine, and he's a big boy though. Man, I don't know if I've ever met a guy that I've shot in a double and I thought I hit a wall. So that's a big guy. But yeah, like I said, and Banks and Gaethje, they're huge for this and getting ready. And I think we got hell of a squad here.
Yeah, and it's funny you mentioned that. I completely forgot because I talked to Matthew Lopez a few weeks ago, and he mentioned Neil Melanson is there with you guys now. It must be such a nice boost to have some extra bodies and just an extra look as well with Neil as a coach.
Yeah, absolutely. It's changed it up. I mean, I'm not saying that I've had wrestling my whole life, but we've been a lot more of a striking gym for a while here, and now bringing Neil in, it's been been able to go back to my roots a little bit and blend it up a little bit more, So it's been great, man. We got the best of both worlds here right now.
And I know you just found out about this yesterday, but is there any hesitation on Neil's part because he has some history with Chandler? They've worked together for a couple of years.
Oh, there ain't no hesitation, man. Neil's here.
Okay.
Neil's team here. It's gonna be crazy. It's gonna probably be crazy for freaking Chandler. It ain't going to be crazy for me.
Right. No, that's good. I mean, I guess you can pick his brain a little bit because he's worked so closely with Chandler over the years.
Yeah, that is how it works out, so.
Excellent. And how do you see this fight sort of playing out on April 13th?
I think we're going to go out there. Like you said, we both got wrestling, but I think it's going to be our hands that make it, make it a fight. I know he's a guy that likes to prove himself, and I'm a guy that likes to throw hands. So I'm going out there to knock him out, and I believe he's going to try to do the same. So I think you're gonna see a hell of a banger on the feet. Maybe once he feels my power, maybe that's going to change his mind. But I don't get taken down easily.
Has Bellator told you anything about the winner of this fight? Because I imagine if you beat Chandler, they would have to put you next in line for a title, just with the fact that Chandler was the former champ.
Hey man, you said it. I agree with you. We haven't gone that far or talked. Like I said, I technically had another fight lined up that I really wanted to do too. But once I beat Chandler, it kind of makes sense to be fighting for the title next. Primus shouldn't be out long, is what I hear. So that, like you said, he's the former champ. He was just about to fight for the belt. I mean, it would only make sense if I go out there and I put him away. I should be fighting for the belt next.
Are you allowed to say who you were supposed to fight?
I don't know if I'm supposed to say that.
Okay, no worries. I just figured I'd throw it out there. I don't want to get anyone in trouble or anything.
Yeah, and I feel bad for him too because I mean that fight was put up, and right now he might not have a fight later. So I feel bad for him too. That was going to be a good one.
Are you allowed to at least say which card it was on? Are you allowed to reveal that at all?
I see. I don't know. They're
okay, fair enough.
About this stuff. I know.
I know. I don't want to get anyone in trouble here.
Yeah, so I can. Hopefully, maybe that fight still happens because that's still a great fight. So
okay, we'll be keeping tabs on that.
Yeah.
Okay, sounds good. All right, speaking of tough questions, what are you watching on Netflix right now? What's getting you through training camp as far as television and all that good stuff?
Man, we just finished a show I think called Altered Carbon.
Okay. Oh yeah, I've heard about this. It's supposed to be pretty good.
Yeah, man, it was really good. I think I watched it in 2 days.
Okay, that's good.
It's a very good show. It's twisted. It's more in the future type stuff, but it's something to see, man. It's something to see. People don't really die that easily. That's the concept of it. So it's a cool show, man. I would definitely check that out. You know, I'm always watching my Animal Planet. That's kind of my go to sleep. That nice calm voice is the good way to go to sleep. I have to watch and rewind that all the time.
Has Matt Lopez got you on Ozark or Shameless yet? Have you been watching any of those?
I've seen Ozark. Ozark is good. Yeah, I've seen Ozark. I haven't watched Shameless. That I'm not sure. I think it's a good comedy, right?
Yo, it's great. It's you know, it's a mix of everything. It's like a comedy and like a bit of drama, and there's like a cool. It's just so many interesting characters on the show. Talk to Matt about it. He'll rave about it. That's what we were talking about in our last interview, and he's all about it, and I agree with him. So I recommend it as well.
Okay. Okay, I'll have to check it out. And there's a lot of seasons of that. I like
There
that.
is, yeah. It would be a bit of a marathon. You'd be going through a couple training camps getting through that show. So there you go.
Nice. Put it on the list.
Well, Brandon, congratulations on getting this fight. Again, I know it's been a long time coming, you getting this matchup. Just remind people where they can get a hold of you on social media, and if you got any sponsors or shout-outs, the floor is yours, man.
Just check me out at Brandon Girtz, MMA on Twitter, on Facebook, Brandon Girtz. You know, thanks to my sponsors at Hayabusa and freaking CW. Some of the big ones keeping my body right, and then Action Sport and Spine is the people that keep my body ready for these last minute fights.
What's up, fight fans? If you like this video, be sure to subscribe to see even more interviews with your favorite UFC and Bellator fighters. We've also got coverage at events, including post-fight press conferences and media scrums. And if you like this video, check out the video to my right. It's worth your time.